What's up, YouTube? We are back once again with episode 26 of the Super Deformed Gamescast. I guess I shouldn't say back once again with episode 26 because this is the first ever episode 26, and conceivably it's probably the last. Thank you all for joining us in chat. Once again, we have a lot to talk about. It's been a really, really interesting week. It's been a really busy week. There's a big release this week, some really interesting news, and we've got a guest with us tonight. You guys know him as John Dope on Twitter. Sonny, welcome aboard the Gamescast, man. It is a real pleasure to have you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
And you will come to regret those words by the end of this podcast. I guarantee it.
Nobody had a good time. We promise a good time every time.
Yeah, I can tell you this much: it'll be nothing if not interesting and chaotic and probably extremely underwhelming. Just like the Order 1886.
And the Witcher 3.
Oh, bold.
Oh, that's in the fucking gut, dude. Jesus Christ.
Bringing the hottest of
Holy
takes.
shit.
Yeah.
So, how's everybody doing this week? It's
been good. It's been a good week for video games.
It really, really has. It really has. And speaking of video games, Brandon, what have you been playing this week?
Who hasn't been playing The Division?
Steve.
Steve is the only one? All right.
I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm starting tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well, you're going to be playing it. Anyway, so
I did get onto it last night.
Was share play or something?
No, I have it.
Oh, okay. So everyone's been playing The Division. All right. Yeah, so I've been playing The Division and Assault Android Cactus on PS4, which is like it's a indie twin stick shooter that came out on PC last year. Very, Geometry Wars kind of thing.
I was trying to make sure that that Cat was set up as the moderator in chat. I've actually heard a lot of good stuff about Assault Android Cactus. It had no chance in PS Plus against Broforce.
No, it didn't.
But I've heard good things about it.
Didn't have a single.
It should have won.
It should have won. It's the better game,
Broforce.
I think. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. I don't even really like Broforce, but that's just me.
It's really filled with technical flaws too, isn't it?
The PS4 port is, yeah.
Oh yes,
Broforce.
no. Brandon or not Brandon? Fucking Steve and I can attest to that. We did a Let's Play for about an hour and a half, Steve, last weekend, and we had a lot of fun with it. But man, dude, the slowdown, holy shit!
Really?
There is no reason for that. It's not like graphically intensive game. There's no reason for that one.
Pixel art. It should run 60 frames locked.
What about that delay when you start a level?
Oh God, and Gabe, no. Yeah, no, Gabe, talk about that, man. You had the worst fucking experience trying to join our game.
Oh yeah, next match. I guess multiplayer just didn't work for me. I tried to join your game and just got stuck in the main menu. I couldn't do anything. It was that the background was animated and stuff, but I just couldn't do anything after I tried to join you guys. It was.
And we waited too. Steve and I, we were playing. 45 minutes? Gabe was trying to join us before he said, "Fuck it, it's probably not worth it anyway because these guys are terrible at Broforce."
That's what made me give up.
So what game is this?
Broforce? It's
Oh, okay, yeah, I played it. I thought you were talking about the other one. Yeah, okay.
No, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of cool characters to unlock, and we unlocked several versions of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Ash Williams from Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, I actually played it on PC when it came out last year. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking great.
I played it on PC, so not even gonna bother downloading it from PS4.
But that's the thing.
It's okay. I mean, if it's free, you should give it a shot, maybe.
Well, Brandon's got a point. Like, it's a good game, and if you haven't played it, it's free on PS Plus right now. There's no reason not to download it. But if you've already played it on PC, there's absolutely no reason for you to play it again. None.
Yeah, I think I paid $10 for it. I didn't feel like it was worth it. It was okay, I guess.
Well, the other thing is,
I felt ripped off at like $10.
Well, it runs better on PC anyway. So if you've already played on a PC, just stick with that.
Why can't they just make like a Metal Slug? Why does it? I don't know.
Ooh, yeah, I would love. Dude, Metal Slug is on my Vita, and that is in constant rotation.
I keep playing all these like side-scrolling action platformer indie games, and just.
I'm getting tired of them, honestly.
They try to do too much. Like they should just be fucking Metal Slug. Just be simple. I don't know.
Speaking of
the worst one was Mercenary Kings. Like, holy shit! Talk
was
about
bad.
taking something that
Yeah.
could have, like, something that could have been really cool and just adding so much shit until it's not fun anymore.
Dude, Mercenary Kings put me right the fuck to sleep. That game was boring as fuck. I don't
It's
care
more
what anybody
Monster
says.
Hunter than it is Metal Slug. That's its problem.
All right, so JT, welcome once again. What are you playing, buddy?
Well, I'm still chugging away on Primal. Well, I started out like last weekend playing Primal, and then I got really fed up with the combat. Like the combat in that game is just so awful that I could not keep playing it. So I'm like, I really am liking the core gameplay loop here. So I'm like, what if I had like a Far Cry Primal with guns? That would be cool. And I was like, wait, one came out last year. So I booted that up again. Like I gave that another shot. Apparently I only had like 3 hours into the game. So I picked it back up from where I left off. I was at some outpost, and I'm like, wow, this is like I'm really enjoying this now. Like I didn't really enjoy Far Cry 5 when it came out, but now I'm like I have a real appreciation for it. I'm liking it a whole lot more.
You really
It's
have
funny
to
you mentioned that because I've seen like 2 people on my friends list play Far Cry Primal last week and play Far Cry 4 this week.
That's
Yeah.
I mean, like Far Cry 4 when it came out last year.
Everything just seemed better to me now that like I've played it in Primal. I turned off the animations for like the crafting and like the picking up stuff. I didn't know you could do that in 4 because I guess I didn't just give it enough time last year.
I platinumed 4 without knowing you could do that.
Oh, it makes it so much better because like I hated like
I did
bending
it the
down and
whole
picking
game.
up the freaking plants like over and over and over. That drove me nuts. So I went in and because Primal had that option, I was like, oh, this is perfect. And so I went in and I did that, and it made me like the game so much more. I'm really enjoying it now. I got the crossbow, and that's the bow in 4 is more fun to play with than the bow in Primal, in my opinion.
That is true.
Yeah,
Yes, it
you
is.
know, yeah.
I don't know how they went backwards in such like the best gameplay feature.
I think it's
But
because
it
they
just-
have different teams working on these games, so it's not the same people every time.
Yeah,
It's
that
still
makes-
Ubisoft Montreal.
okay.
Yeah, a lot of Ubisoft games this week.
Yeah, I gave Ubi
Yeah.
a lot of love this week because after I
So
got
good.
into 4, then the Division came out, and so a lot of open world Ubisoft games this week, plus a little bit of Rune Factory 4. I played that on new 3DS, and kind of like scratching that Stardew Valley itch. I see everybody on my Steam friends list playing Stardew Valley. I'm like, kind of want to play Harvest Moon, kind of want to buy Stardew Valley, but
I
Let's
loved
pick up-
Harvest Moon so much as a kid, but like I don't think I would get into Stardew Valley the same way I did Harvest Moon when I was a teenager.
yeah, it's because I played Harvest Moon back on the Game Boy and like Game Boy Advance version. And,
I played the original Game Boy version. It was a port. It was like a cheap port of the SNES.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot there, but it's harder to get back into Rune Factory 4, which is like it's like the same thing but with combat added and stuff, and it's just like it's different now because I'm like I could be spending my time a lot better than just planting stuff. So, yeah, that's
You could be
about-
shooting guys until the numbers stop coming out.
You could.
You know what? Yeah, you could. Yeah, absolutely
I
could.
got. Okay, and Gabe, what are you playing, buddy?
Well, this week I've been playing Life is Strange. I finished
Whoa!
Robo Gabe.
Gabe is a cyborg.
I've been playing. That's all I've been playing this week, up until yesterday. So I finished.
Domo Arigato.
Gabe.
It sounds like Batman from new film.
Oh shit!
Hey.
Here we go again.
Hey, yeah, no, Gabe, seriously, you sound like Batman from the Batman vs Superman trailers. I thought she was with you. Why do you want to kill me?
God.
I'm gonna close everything. Is it bad enough?
In case anybody watching was not aware, Gabe has shed his physical body, just like Johnny Depp in Transcendence, and now he is an AI that is wandering its way through YouTube. So, anyway, keep going, buddy. Keep going. I actually like this voice. Keep going.
Okay. Let's try.
Come on, Gabe. What are you playing?
Hold on. Is my voice better now?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, I give up. I played Life is Strange. I played Monster Hunter 4 on the 3DS, and I started Until Dawn. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we all got that.
Yeah.
Gabe,
I heard
we love
Life
you,
is
buddy.
Strange and
Until Dawn?
3DS.
Monster Hunter, I think. Yeah, Monster Hunter 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of these days, Gabe, that was kind of like Lawnmower Man. Gabe's like, my rebirth will be heralded by the ringing of every phone across the planet. Okay, who's next? Jeff. HD Jeff. What's up, buddy? What are you playing?
I dropped everything to go back to Bloodborne for some reason. I don't know why. Just everyone's talking about Dark Souls, and I was like, I dropped Bloodborne last year because I got stuck and frustrated. So I got back in, and of course I jumped back into it in Unseen Village, which is like a fucking nightmare because the enemies respawn. So it was a rough reacquaintance. But I beat 4 bosses, and I think I'm close to the end. But now I've spent probably 3 hours fighting this one boss, and I used up like 200 blood vials, and I had to go farming for them 5 times. So I'm kind of ready to drop it again.
Are you talking about Ebrietus?
Yeah,
Ebrietus?
Ebrietus. Yeah, I can get her like the first half is easy, and then I just get either frenzied or destroyed with lasers. I keep fucking up. I know how to beat her.
I actually have a really cool strategy for it. I'll DM it to you if you want.
Yeah, sure. I'm open to suggestions. And
Or you could just do some co-op, Jeff.
No, you know what? I co-opted the shit out of Demon Souls. I played through the whole thing with people, and I said I'm gonna play Bloodborne solo. I'm gonna beat the whole thing without summoning anyone. So I'm this close. I'm not gonna waffle on that now.
You only need help your first Souls game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
I summoned a lot in Dark Souls, and I beat Bloodborne by myself with no problem.
Bloodborne's the bosses in this, like only 2 or 3 of them have given me trouble. I beat most of them my first or second try. Like, they're not that bad. And yeah, I played The Division. I went back and forth on this so many times, but everyone is just talking the shit out of it, so I had to try and see if I'd like it. And I played it on PS.
I didn't like the beta, so.
I didn't either. So I played it on PS4, and my first night with it was just the worst fucking experience I've ever had with a game this far.
I didn't even boot up The Division the first night. I just played Assault Android Cactus, and then played
man.
And then just played
Yeah,
The Division.
I was playing Far Cry 4 whenever Division came out.
I booted it up. The sound kept cutting out through the intro, so I didn't hear anything that was said like through the intro cutscene or like the first little tutorial part. So I restarted the game, got back in, then went forward. The first thing that hit me was like the controls, because I played on PC on the beta, and it feels like there's awful input lag, but everyone I know is playing it, and no one is complaining about it. So either there's something wrong with my PS4, or I'm just being a really picky bitch about it. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and soldier through.
You know, I don't think there's any input lag. I think the aiming acceleration is a little funky.
There's something going on, because I can't line up a headshot at all.
When you tap, I know what you mean, because when you tap the stick, the camera moves instantly, so there's no input lag. But like it just feel like the acceleration just doesn't feel.
I think it has to do with like character animation too, because like the character doesn't move exactly whenever you start, but it like wants to do like a pre-can. So if you tap the movement, then it'll do the animation that just goes over a little bit. But like if you just gradually do it, he'll start running and there's no lag in that whatsoever. So that's the only thing that I've seen. That, and then the only input lag that I've seen is on the map. Whenever you like try and rotate the map with the right stick, that's pretty awful as far as lag goes. But,
I didn't even know you could do that.
yeah.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so then I tried to beat the first mission, and there's like a laptop you have to use, and I spent a half hour trying to use it, and it didn't work. Then I restarted.
Yeah, that happened to me also.
I restarted the game 3 times, and on the 3rd time it said my account was unavailable, so I waited another hour until I was able to log back in. And then I completed it, and and then I played a bit more, and I just couldn't get over the controls, so I actually bought it on PC now, and I'm probably just going to sell my PS4 copy, but it's fine, it's alright, I'm trying to give it a shot, see if I like it. I'm still waiting for it to, like, get good. I guess I'm still going through the stuff I did in the beta.
I think you need to get good.
You do need to get good.
I am good on the PC version, man.
The
So easy
Division
to-
has no like peaks and valleys. It's like this. It's like a one-note experience outside of like the Dark Zone. I mean, like the main campaign. It's like it starts at the same level that it goes through like the whole thing.
I'm not going to finish this game if that's the case. I'm hoping it ramps up.
There's nothing there's nothing that's like unusually exciting, but nothing that's unusually boring. It's just like it's all one consistent level. For better or worse.
We'll see.
All right, so Mr. Steve, the calmest man in video games, who people were asking about on Twitter. People, so I think it was, I can't remember who was on Twitter, but somebody was like, "Is Steve going to be back this week?" And I'm glad you reassured them, Steve.
I think it was you.
No, it wasn't me.
I've been playing Beyond. I played The Division, of course, for a little while. I have one complaint. It's in matchmaking, especially at lower levels. When you matchmake with somebody at a higher level, it turns all the mobs to that level.
Yes.
So
I saw that.
Yeah, that's
So it
punishing
makes it
for anybody.
really, really hard for. Yeah, if you're like a level 7 and the bot or the enemies are on level 12.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that
That's fucking
Shots.
you can definitely feel it.
Yeah.
But beside that, I was playing Beyond Two Souls with a friend via SharePlay, and the multiplayer on that game remastered is really good. So it's been an enjoyable playthrough, and the game holds up. It's not like the graphics are that far off. Even though it was originally released, I guess, in 2013, the remaster really has made it playable again. And with that, I'll probably go back and revisit Heavy Rain, which was awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah, the two are on the PlayStation Store for like $40 for both.
It's a pretty good deal. I don't, you know, if you haven't played either of those games, you know, by all means pick them up. But I didn't really see the point behind remastering Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls. Like who was screaming for a remaster of Beyond Two Souls? I'm glad you're enjoying it, but that seemed like that was like Deadpool to me, like remastering Deadpool.
Yeah, I think the reason they probably did it was just so that the studio could get accustomed to the PS4 hardware for Chicago.
I can understand that. I can understand that. Steve, anything else?
No, I think the multiplayer part of Beyond Two Souls was probably.
Did I say Chicago? I meant Detroit.
I was going to say, wait a minute, hold on. I didn't even catch that until just now. Hey, shout out to our boy Z Huge in chat. We'll be joining us next week to talk NPDs. What's up, Huge? Sonny, our special guest tonight, our most special guest. What are you playing this week?
I haven't been playing anything really. Last game I finished was, I think, Firewatch, and this week I bought The Division. I actually bought it. I didn't like it. I refunded it. Then everybody was talking about it, so I bought it again. And I've been playing it for a couple of hours. I think it's fun. Like, I think I like the gameplay a lot. It's pretty cool. The missions are okay. I haven't played a lot to form an opinion about it, but yeah, it seems okay for now. I'm actually really excited for Hitman. It's coming out tomorrow, right? Is it coming out tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the reviews came out today. It seems pretty fun, all the videos and stuff. So yeah, looking forward to that. I guess that's all. I haven't really been playing that much this week.
All right, so what have I been playing this week? Well, I'll tell you what I've been playing this week. I want to acknowledge that JT was right. He told me that I wouldn't be able to finish Far Cry Primal before the Division launched at midnight. He was right. I feel like I'm close though. I killed Batari, you know, that fire chick who you meet twice in the story. I love the development behind the antagonists in the story. Yeah. I'll tell you this much. Like, it's a great game. Hey, hold on. Hey, you guys still hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold
You're
on.
good. We can.
I can't hear anybody anymore. I can't hear anybody.
Okay, he can't hear us. We'll carry on without him.
Let's keep going.
As the show tumbles into complete chaos.
There we go. There we go. I don't know what the fuck just happened there. Okay, so anyway, Far Cry Primal. JT said I wouldn't finish it, and I didn't. I killed Batari, and I was about to kill Uul, the fucking Neanderthal caveman dude who eats human flesh and has about that much character development. So I gotta tell you about Far Cry Primal. Like, graphically, it's fucking gorgeous. Like what a good looking game. I'm glad that it left last generation consoles behind. It really shows.
How does it run on the PS4?
It runs fine. It runs fine. The only problem is that the combat is shit.
Yeah.
JT is spot on with that.
Yeah, I've heard about the combined combat. I think it should have had something along the lines of Dying Light. Maybe people were talking about how it should have Dying Light combat. That would have made the game better. I don't know.
I said that exact thing. Dying Light just feels like it did everything better, like as far as melee combat goes.
Well, Dying Light's combat was a step back from Dead Island a little bit. But yeah, so I mean, if they do something more
You
like
think
that.
so? I thought it felt a lot better.
Just a small step.
I only played a bit
No,
of Dying Light, but it felt the same to me.
You
just
mean
whacked
because
them
you
with
couldn't,
a
you don't
You
have
know-
as much control over where you
Yeah, like the
slice?
the direct control.
Dying Light's combat, and this is just me, is fucking leaps and bounds over anything Far Cry Primal has to offer.
Yeah, absolutely, no
Well,
question.
yeah, because you're not just poking things with a stick with the same animation,
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah. I mean, now having said that, you know, I really, really like the fact that Ubisoft is shaking the formula up a little bit. I think it's what the series needed. You know, and I would love to see them branch out further and maybe expand that idea. I don't know, like maybe an Alien World or something like that. I'll say this much about Far Cry Primal story. I still couldn't fucking tell you what the fucking story.
There isn't a story. The story is Tribal Cavesman needs to take over his land. That's it.
Yeah, that is literally the story. The two antagonists, Vitari and Uul, they show up twice throughout the story. Once when you meet them, and once when you kill them, and that is it.
That happens in every Far Cry game. I mean, Pagan Min
much.
shows up twice in Far Cry 4, I think.
Yeah, but at least Pagan Min had some. I mean, first of all, I could listen. I mean, who couldn't listen to Troy Baker all day long?
Yeah,
Let's
there's
face
a
it.
lot more to Pagan Min or Voss.
Yeah, let's face it. Troy Baker's voice is like chocolate silk. It's almost Silky's Brandon's voice. You know, like the man's got the voice. Second of all, he's got more character development. Like the Crab Rangoon, right? Like Pagan Min is fucking amazing. You know, but yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. And I've also been playing The Division, which I fucking love.
seriously?
I know, right? Yeah, imagine that. I'm such a shill for Ubisoft this week. I'm talking about Far Cry Primal and The
Even
Division.
I just played
No,
Far
that's
Cry
Al.
Primal and playing the Division. Yeah. And I bought Assassin's Creed Syndicate on the sale.
Okay, never mind. You're worse than I am. You're worse than I am.
Jesus, man.
But so yeah, no, I'm loving The Division so far. I like it better than I played it about 10 hours, and I like it better in those 10 hours than I did 50 hours or however much I played of Destiny. We have two Sunnies in chat now, or in the video now. Sunny Squared is here. There he is again. Holy shit, the ghost in the machine. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, The Division is awesome, and we'll talk about more about The Division here in just a second when we get to the news, and we'll get to the news. Right now, I want to point out in chat, Carl Jennings says, we need Doc here to tell you how shit your opinions are. Well, Doc is very sorry that he couldn't join us, but he had better shit to do than hang out with us tonight. And also, Brandon, somebody in chat said earlier that your voice was incredibly soothing, and he asked where you were during his childhood. I don't know who it was, but that's pretty cool. You do have a very soothing voice.
Really? All right, I'll take that.
Yeah, take it, man. Take the compliment for what it is.
I'll take it.
Okay, so... You know what? We're just going to briefly touch on the NPDs. I don't want to go back. I don't want to drill down on it too much because Z-Huge is going to join us next week to talk about it. I didn't book him this week because I forgot the NPDs were coming out. Instead, I booked fucking fuckboy Sonny over here. So just real quick, according to numbers from the NPD group, Far Cry Primal is the top-selling game for the month of February. However, according to a statement, decreases in hardware spending as well as a decrease in sales of new physical hardware led to an overall decrease in physical spending of 12%. And the top-selling console was PS4, which I believe, Z-Huge, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was up year over year, and Xbox One was down. And that's as much as I want to get into the NPDs, just because I don't want to steal Z-Huge's thunder. He knows more about NPDs and charts than any of us could ever hope to achieve in a lifetime. So here's the big one, and I know that Sonny's going to be interested in this. Cyber Project Red CD Projekt Red says that The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt developer plans to release a new type of video game format previously unexplored by the studio in 2016 before new RPG Cyberpunk 2077 is released next year. He says that he refused to explain what that might mean, but that said that the studio was experimenting and doing things nobody has ever done before.
It's an F2P MOBA.
No.
I was going to say, it's got to be a VR title.
Ooh, that's a good call,
sounds right.
dude.
The Witcher
It might be.
sex scenes
Yeah.
VR game.
Yeah, I don't think so. They already have one. They already have a Witcher MOBA, so I don't think they're going to do that.
Do they have
So do they really? No, they don't.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
they don't have a Witcher MOBA.
Yeah. Let me look.
They had like they have a Witcher themed MOBA, and then they have a card game, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I knew about the card game.
Yeah, there's a Witcher Battle Arena MOBA for Android.
Where the fuck was I during? Oh, never mind. It's
Interesting.
Android. Who gives a shit about mobile? Sorry,
Yeah,
ZBT.
it's actually pretty bad. It's got pretty bad reviews, so never
That's
mind.
because it's on mobile.
No, you know what? I actually have been playing a new game that came out on mobile, Clash Royale. There's a lot of people talking about it. It's like a 2-minute, I'd say like 5-minute match between Hearthstone and Dota, and it's like quick and easy. It's the same people who made Clash of Clans and stuff.
Oh, super stuff.
It's kind of good. Yeah.
Clash of Clans is the bane of my fucking existence. I can't stand that shit.
I know. I can just see your face over there. Just
There
like,
are so many worse games than Clash of Clans still, though. Even Clash of Clans isn't that bad. There's so much worse.
My best friend, who is also married to my sister, which to this day still gives me heartburn, he literally will interrupt family gatherings and he'll say, "Sorry, I gotta go in the next room. I've got a battle scheduled." I'm like, "Dude, are you fucking serious? I see you like once every 2 months."
I got battles.
I'm like, you got a battle scheduled? What the fuck? I tried playing. I didn't know you could schedule battles. I tried playing that once and it was
fucking General Hagee over here.
I used to be like that with a Star Wars game back like a couple of years ago. We had like these clan battles that you would your clan owned a starship, and you would go and battle against other clans. And yeah,
The BioWare game.
3 a.m. and you're like, oh, gotta set my alarm, get up and battle. Yeah, it was the worst. I'm never gonna go back to playing free-to-play games.
Well, I'm never gonna. You know, we're done talking about mobile. There's no mobile talk. Mobile games aren't video games.
Alcoholic Class said Clash Royale with cheese.
Clash Royale with cheese. Okay, so this is a really interesting one, and you know what? It's weird that this story came out because I was just warning about Dying Light 2 the other day.
Dead Island 2.
I'm sorry, Dead Island 2. So Sumo Digital takes over development of Dead Island 2. Little Big Planet 3 developer Sumo Digital has taken over the development of the beleaguered Dead Island 2. Talking to MCV, Cock Medias, and I will never get tired of saying that.
Isn't it Coke?
I don't care. I'm calling it Cock.
You can say Cock.
It's Cock Media. I don't give a shit. It's Cock. Dude, I don't give a shit. It's Cock Media. Cock Media CEO, Dr. Okay, no, hold on. This is the name of the guy. This is the CEO, and I just want to point this out. Dr. Clemens Kondratsits.
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
Clemens Kondratsits says
he's also the villain.
He's also he moonlights as a James Bond villain. Wow, that fucking name. He says Sumo showed so much.
Yeah, I was gonna say I hear something happening.
Yeah, what is that? What the fuck is this?
Someone's listening to a video review or something.
Is it gone? What is happening? What is this noise I'm hearing? Okay, there we go. Oh no, dude! You know what it was? There was a fucking Ratchet. No, I got it right here. There was a fucking Ratchet and Clank video playing in the background. It's popped up for some reason. That was weird.
Wow.
Anyway, you see that? Do you guys like these sound effects? Do you hear that? That's what happens when what happens when your budget increases. So anyway, Dr. Clemens Kondratsits says. Sumo showed so much understanding of the brand, had creative ideas, and an excellent vision that was aligned with our own. It made perfect sense for us to move the project to them. We will reveal more details at a later stage, but we are super excited about the progress that we're making with them.
It means they were the cheapest ones.
Okay, so first of all, Dead Island 2 isn't coming out until 2018. Okay,
they already wasted so much fucking money on this game. Like,
I can't cancel or something.
Dude, I can't fucking believe this game hasn't been canceled. Yeah, like I am still not convinced we'll ever see this. But the real fucking icing on the cake for me was some moron tweeted this out today, and he said, oh, he was like, well, fuck Dead Island 2. He was like, they're in the hands of the developers of Little Big Planet 3, and it was a one of those BGST guys, and then somebody pointed out to him. They said, this is the same good people who were working on Crackdown 3, and he didn't have anything to say.
That's funny.
I thought that was fucking funny, but I mean, so Dead Island 2, you know, I mean, I don't care, you know, whatever. I think Dying Light is a much better brand. I think.
Yeah, I hated the first Dead Island. Hated it.
Who do you voodoo?
Who do you
What's that?
voodoo? Who do you
Yeah,
voodoo?
who do you voodoo? Who do you voodoo?
Who do you voodoo, bitch?
Like,
If it wasn't for that trailer that they
fucking
showed,
trailer.
like no one would remember that game. It would have just come and gone
Yeah.
so fast.
That goddamn trailer.
that trailer, that fucking, like, I remember when that trailer came out and I saw it and I was like, this is the zombie game I have been waiting years
That
for.
like
I
that was the trailer for The Last of Us. Like that was
Yeah,
the trailer
no,
for the
it's
game.
exactly what it was.
Have you ever seen a trailer that totally off from the actual game? Never. It's insane.
I have never been so misled by a trailer in my entire life, and then I played it like I was like, okay, I bought the trailer, you know, I got the trailer, I was like, this is cool, this is a great trailer, and then I bought the game, and you can pick between a guy who's a fucking coke addict, used to be a football player, and he's like, I played for the championship, bitch, and then you get and he's covered in tribal tats, and then you get Sam B, who's wearing a giant Dr. Seuss Cat in the Hat deal. And he's kicking people off the stage and yelling, "Who do you voodoo?" And then two generic chicks I can't remember anything about. And I was like, that, wow, like, and then like, so I picked the drug addict football player, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't finish the game because every time he accepted a quest, he would say stupid shit like, "Well, I guess I can't turn you down now, can I?" And I was like, I can't do this. I'm sorry.
Have you ever considered doing voiceovers for awful games?
I might.
Just for awful games.
I might really. I might, you know, but
You're the Troy Baker of shovelware.
When they can't afford the people who did the original Resident Evil, they'll call you.
Yeah. Oh, don't even get me started on Resident Evil. We got Resident Evil 6 coming out. And speaking of remasters, Dead Island. Speaking of Resident Evil remasters and zombies, Dead Island is also getting a bunch of remasters.
Fuck.
Yeah. Who gives a shit? Whatever. I wouldn't mind maybe trying it again if it didn't run like a piece of shit, but you can't tell me. I fully expect that game to run just as poorly as it did before. What a buggy, glitchy fucking game that was.
I played it at 60
Like-
FPS on PC, but I still hated it.
I did too, and I had a mod to increase the field of vision
Yeah.
because the
So
default was horrible.
you can see their arms like running.
Yeah,
out.
when you run like this, I played as the chick, like the ninja chick. I forget what her name was, but she was like running around in high heels, like going crazy with her arms flailing. It looked like the most ridiculous thing. I don't know. I had fun with that game though. There was a lot of, there wasn't really anything like it when it came out. So like getting that like the analog stick to like just slice off the head or the limbs or whatever just right. That was kind of satisfying. But yeah, it was really glitchy.
Yeah, it was satisfying, but at the same time, like I would switch a weapon and then like 10 seconds later, the texture would actually pop in, and I was like, this, I can't fucking.
Techland's engine is so bad.
Well, and even Dying Light is not, I mean, Dying Light was still a glitchy fucking game. Like, I mean, they don't get it past there.
I had to wait for them to. I got 100%. I had to wait 2 weeks for them to fix a glitch so I could get the platinum trophy.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's actually why I stopped. I heard there was a platinum glitch, and I was like, all right, I don't, or a trophy glitch, and I was like, I don't give a shit.
They fixed it like within 3 weeks of launch.
But Dying Light also showed that Techland still doesn't know how to do a compelling protagonist.
Oh God!
Because
yeah, Kyle Crane.
Kyle Crane is one of the worst fucking protagonists in any game I've ever fucking played, and I played a game with fucking Sam B in it.
He's just boring. He's uninteresting.
He's the Italian of zombies.
He's worse than Aiden Pierce.
He's
nothing is worse than Aiden Pierce. Don't even fucking start.
Far Cry protagonists are the worst.
Yes. Sonny is right. They absolutely.
Far Cry protagonists are pretty bad.
So you know what? That's something that Ubisoft doesn't do. Period. Like other than Ezio, name me a great Ubisoft protagonist. And I'm not counting Prince of Persia because
I was just gonna say Prince of Persia.
We're not ever getting another Prince of Persia game ever again.
The twins in the new Assassin's Creed game, they're pretty cool.
Okay, all right, yeah, I can take that out. I can accept that. that. But
I've heard the guy is kind of a douche. People just like Evie.
He's supposed to be that. They kind of have this dynamic. He's a douche. He's smart and funny, and that's how they roll.
He actually
Like
reminds me of Ezio, like a British Ezio, a little bit.
Yeah, he's kind of like that. Actually, Ubisoft have been trying to do Ezio characters since Edward
Ezio.
Kenway.
Since
Since
2000.
Edward Kenway is kind of like
Yeah.
Ezio, and then Connor. No, not Connor. Arno. He's kind of like Ezio again, like a French Ezio, and now there's the British Ezio, Jacob Fry. They've been kind of trying to do that, but they haven't been successful.
I actually, my wife is a big gamer too, and she loves like the colonial period of America. She loves American history, so she was super excited about Assassin's Creed 3, and so was I. And she wanted to play it first when we got it, and we got it, and I watched her play the entire game, and Connor was so fucking boring that I never even picked it up to play it because it's 30 hours of him going, "Where is Charles Lee?"
I never played it.
Dude, I mean, it was a really, really like good-looking game, but Connor Kenway is the most unlikable character ever this side of 8
I mean,
years.
they tried to do something new. They had this Native American protagonist, and it didn't work out. So now they're scared. They just have regular white characters now. They don't try any diversity anymore. So yeah, that didn't work out too well for them.
It's not just their protagonists. Like when was the last time you played a Ubisoft game that actually had an interesting story?
Not The Division. I can tell you that. For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Valiant Hearts was good. Valiant Hearts was pretty good, I thought.
I meant more like their AAA stuff.
Well, I was just
I just consider that as like an indie title. I just said in chat, I thought that was like developed by an indie studio and just published by Ubisoft, but it was actually one of their sub studios, Montpellier. However you pronounce it.
Okay. Yeah.
But
okay, so all right, so
outside of
honestly,
Valiant
like
Hearts,
I thought.
what's the last one good story that they've told?
For me, Assassin's Creed 2, I really like Ezio's original story.
I would have to agree with that.
I like the whole trilogy. It's pretty awesome.
Which trilogy?
Ezio trilogy.
Oh, the whole trilogy. Yeah, no, I
and
agree.
Revelations. Yeah.
I agree, especially Brotherhood. Like Brotherhood is one of those rare direct sequels to a game where I was like, wow, this is, like at first I thought it was unnecessary, but then I was like, okay, wow, no, Ezio is a character I can really get behind it. It's they maintain three great games with Ezio, and I don't know, Assassin's Creed is in a weird place. Like
Ezio even got a short animated film.
What was
you
that?
guys see that? You guys see the short film that Ezio, like he dies in the end? He's like.
I did. Yeah, it's when he dies on the bench, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Spoilers.
Yeah, holy cow.
Whatever. You know what?
It's a 20-minute film about a really old Ezio, so he's bound to die.
Fucking spoilers. You know what? Guess what? Eris dies. Okay, if you haven't played these games by now, go fuck yourself.
That's why
There's
they
a
don't have
remake
to
coming out, man. That spoiler is back in the vault now.
I was more pissed that they killed off freaking Kristen Bell's character in the real life of Assassin's Creed 2. That
One
devastated me.
of my favorite moments in all of like video game media was when Kristen Bell spoiled Assassin's Creed on Letterman. Like before the first game came out, she's like Ubisoft was trying to be all coy about like the modern day Abstergo storyline stuff, and then she just gets on Letterman. She's like, yeah, there's like all this futuristic shit, and it's like the Matrix and blah.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. Fucking Ubisoft. Speaking of Ubisoft, there's some more big Ubisoft news, and it involves the Division. So everybody knows, if you guys haven't heard, the Division launched this week. A fairly low-key launch, not a lot of pre-orders, but the Division is enjoying highest day one sales in Ubisoft's history. According to Ubisoft, they say the new game has sold more copies in its first 24 hours than any other game in its 30-year history, although we still don't have many sales numbers.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Like, just give us the fucking sales numbers. Guillemot. Am I pronouncing that right? Guillemot. Mr. Guillemot says the launch of the Division is a tremendous achievement. We just defended an entire country. The launch of the Division is a tremendous achievement for Ubisoft and demonstrates our unrivaled capacity to create fantastic new game brands and transform them into entertainment blockbusters. So it is absolutely a blockbuster. I will not deny them that. The sales for this game have been absolutely
just for context. Our friend Z Huge said Watch Dogs did 4 million, I think, in its first week. So if the Division kind of tracks along that, it'll do more than that, I would assume, if it beat it on the first day as well. But that's kind of a ballpark. So 4 to 5 million first week you're looking at.
So many people played a horrible game.
Yeah, I don't know how Watch Dogs sold so many copies.
There was nothing else. There was nothing else.
Yeah, there was nothing else.
There was no, yeah. So here's the thing, though, man. Like, dude, Ubisoft games sell. Like, they just sell. I mean, Watch Dogs.
Even the crew sold.
Yeah,
and they still don't have a good driving model on that, even after the run came out. It's the core value to that game is like cool driving cars, and none of them control well at all. It's like driving something on like Jello.
It's like driving a boat.
I never even
No, it's like driving something on Jello.
I mean,
The lines have been drawn, gentlemen.
So, yeah, I never bothered with the fucking crew because I don't really like racing games unless they involve Rocket Leagues, and although I guess Rocket League isn't really a racing game, but I digress.
No, it's a sports.
But Ubisoft, I mean, yeah, Watch Dogs is a great example. Like these games just fucking sell, and I don't understand why they do. I understand the Division selling because, well, no, I understand the Division sales. I mean, this game was hyped out the fucking window. I will say that its sales surprised me. I didn't expect it to sell quite this well coming out the gate. But I think Ubisoft is, well, Ubisoft said something really interesting actually. They said, there's some guy in the company, I can't remember his name. It wasn't Guillemot, but he said in Ubisoft internally we're looking at this as the Ubisoft that existed pre-Division and the Ubisoft that exists post-Division, which I thought was kind of a weird statement, but it seems to me like the sales of the Division even took them by surprise, and now they're really intent on building a brand behind this. And I think you're going to see more Destiny, or more, Jesus Christ, Destiny. I think you're going to see more. Yeah, I think you're going to see more Division deals. I know, right?
Same thing.
But I don't know. Do you guys think this means we're going to see more support for the Division than originally planned?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, especially when Destiny's going to try and fire back, right? Whenever they have their expansion, because there's got to be a huge overlap. I know so many people that are bored of Destiny, and the only reason they bought the Division was they're like, I need more Destiny, and there is no more Destiny, so I'm moving to the Division. And there's going to be a battle between the two, I'm sure.
The battle over your emote, Michael.
Yeah, I know, right?
Over your dances, or whatever they cost $8.
You can do the air thrust better.
Somebody in chat made a really good point. Evolve sold over 3 million. I mean,
so sad. What the fuck?
I mean, sometimes we can't sometimes we can't explain why games sell the way they do. It'll be interesting to see what the Division sales look like a month from now, and whether or not the end game will hold up for a lot of people. I can tell you right now, from people who have played the end game of the Division, there appears to be much more content than vanilla Destiny, which is a good thing. But I don't know. I mean,
not just the Dark Zone, but like the main campaign is so much lengthier than Destiny.
It really is. It's pretty meaty. And people say, yeah, I've got it's weird shooting a guy, 50 million times and seeing numbers fly out of him. And I understand that, but I don't look at it as any different than shooting human mobs in Borderlands.
It's like Final Fantasy VII. You slash a soldier dude like 5 times before he dies. It's an RPG.
That's what I love about. What I love about RPGs, dude. Like, I remember like Final Fantasy VII, and I'm sitting there playing it, and I was like, why are these soldiers just standing there waiting for me to hit them? Like, come on, I'm ready. Like I don't. But that's just one reason I love RPGs.
FF7 was your first RPG?
No. That was just the first time it really kind of struck me. I was like, why are these guys standing around waiting for me to shoot them? I don't get it. But speaking of Ubisoft, this is something else I wanted to talk about. And I wanted to touch on the hostile takeover from Vivendi. This is a really, really interesting story, and the success of the Division makes me wonder how successful Vivendi is going to be, because this is going to pull a lot of shareholders back in support of Ubisoft. And so what they're doing now is they're looking for Canadian investors. Jeff, I'm talking to you. See if you can help out.
You need money. You need money to make an investment.
I know, right? So we'll be opening a Patreon immediately following the show, Maybe Jeff can get some stake in
Help
in
Jeff
Ubisoft.
save Ubisoft. Yeah.
Hashtag help Jeff save Ubisoft. Ubisoft Entertainment is looking for Canadian investors to prevent a takeover by media company Vivendi. Quoting Chief Executive Officer, how do you pronounce his first name? Because I'm going to fucking butcher it. Yves Guillemot. They claim
You don't
Ubisoft.
pronounce the S, but that's okay.
Yeah, no
Whatever.
S.
No S.
Okay.
Just Eve. That's
Yves Guillemot. Okay. They claim Ubisoft is meeting this week with parties in Montreal and Toronto to raise funding. Earlier this week, Vivendi confirmed a deadline that they had launched a hostile takeover bid against developer and publisher Gameloft. Wow, Vivendi's just on a fucking rampage, right? So what happens? So let's say Vivendi actually manages to do what they're trying to do with Ubisoft. I do not have a mind for business. Like, what does this actually mean?
Well, what would likely happen is they're in it for the finances, right? So if they're smart, they would just let Ubisoft keep doing their own thing and kind of run themselves and just place them underneath them. That's my guess, unless someone else has a better opinion.
Can anybody else speak intelligently on this?
I would just mention that it's probably going to turn some of the timelines into something a little bit longer. Games like For Honor and maybe a few others they have in the pipeline. I think Z Huge mentioned last time he was on that Ubisoft just had this huge budget for development in this year. So that could, as with any reorg, and John, you know that, it tends to throw a wrench in things.
I don't know. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with Vivendi and Ubisoft.
It really depends on their business strategy, what they want to do with Ubisoft. That we don't know about the business strategy yet, so it's really hard to predict what's going to happen. They may let them run things like they're running right now, or maybe they want to shake up the whole process. Maybe. So yeah, you can't really tell at this point until they reveal their business strategy, business plans to the public.
The fact that they're being so aggressive probably means they have something new in mind.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope this doesn't happen because I think it sets a really, really nasty precedent. And Vivendi is just, I mean, wow, the balls in these guys. Yeah, we're doing a hostile takeover. Suck it. You know, like I'm not a fan of this kind of business practice, and it makes me worried about what the future holds for not just Ubisoft but a lot of other game companies. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm worrying too much about it.
I mean, bashing on Ubisoft has been almost a pastime of mine the last few years, but we need Ubisoft. AAA games. If you like AAA games, you need Ubisoft to be healthy in the industry.
Well, and that's like
they unquestionably have the most consistent output of any publisher this entire generation so far.
You know, yeah, that's a really good point.
They just put out Far Cry Primal last month, putting out The Division this month.
Their games aren't revolutionary, but they're all generally solid.
They're putting out games. Like, they have games on the shelf for you to buy. They're not just doing remasters. They're putting out new games at a consistent schedule, and they're mostly decent to good.
They're putting out a lot of new IP, so that's good.
And
this is the reason that I get so pissed off or so fucking irritated when I see Jim Sterling tweet out trash about companies like Ubisoft. Oh, evil corporations. Oh, fucking Ubisoft being Ubisoft again. And I'm like, dude, come on, get the fuck over yourself and get the fuck over it. I mean, say what you want about Ubisoft's business practice. Okay, yeah, microtransactions are shit. We get it. Assassin's Creed is annualized, and you don't like it.
I totally bought the $5. I totally bought the Marine camo outfit for $5 for the Division.
I absolutely. Oh, fuck yeah, I did, dude. I want to run around as a U.S. Marine. Are you kidding me, dude?
I put my woodlands on and my beanie.
I'm going with urban camo, man. Urban. I want to feel like I'm in Fallujah again. But you know, I mean, honest to God, dude, like this hate, this fucking irrational hate for Ubisoft. You know, like, yes, Watch Dogs was a very formulaic game, and it spoke volumes about every single cliche in the gaming world, you know, for better or for worse. I mean, they were all there, and people rightly, you know, laughed at Watch Dogs from these things. But if there's one thing you can't fault Ubisoft for, it's for consistently putting out quality games, and they are quality games. I mean, yeah, every now and then you get a fluke like Assassin's Creed Unity,
in a lot of different genres. You got they got first-person shooters, they got third-person shooters, they've got, you know, like parkour, like Assassin's Creed third-person adventure. They've got RPGs. I mean, Ubisoft hits all the bases.
I don't think they've released a bad game since 2014, like since Assassin's Creed Unity. Like recently they've released Syndicate, Rainbow Six, Division, Far Cry Primal, and everything they've released has been pretty good. It's not that average to pretty good.
Just please, for the love of God, give me fucking Beyond Good and Evil 2. Come on. Just, please. I mean, there's no
would you
reason.
buy an NX for one?
Yes. Yes, I would.
I bought a Wii U for Bayonetta 2, so yeah.
I would buy a Wii U for Beyond Good and Evil, or not a Wii U. I would buy an NX for Beyond Good and Evil 2. I absolutely fucking would. And you know, Ubisoft has proven that they are willing to take chances on IPs that have underperformed. I mean, Mirror's Edge, that's a Ubisoft game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mirror's Edge Catalyst comes out this year, and Mirror's Edge, like the first one, sold like crap. Like it didn't sell well.
It was a disappointing. Yeah, it was a disappointment.
So there is no reason in my mind to.
But it's a cult classic, so.
Is it really though?
It is. It's got a very dedicated fan base. I don't understand it, and I didn't like Mirror's Edge, but people really, they still talk about that game. Very fun.
I want to throw that one out. I want to throw that one out of the group. Do you guys think Mirror's Edge is a cult classic?
I don't.
I think it just has a really loud fan base.
Maybe. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, that's kind of.
I mean,
that's the cool part of it.
But it's awesome.
I thought Dying Light did parkour so much better.
I agree.
No, I think it did. I thought the parkour in Dying Light was a lot simpler.
More streamlined. I enjoyed getting around the world of Dying Light more, but I think the actual parkour mechanics of Mirror's Edge were better.
It's more responsive and fluid in Mirror's Edge compared to Dying Light. So
I'm probably fucking wrong. Oh, guys, I just want to point out that there is a headline on GameSpot that says, "Could Battleborn be the most flexible and accessible team shooter out there?" You know what? I hate to break it to you, it's not going to fucking matter because nobody's going to buy it.
What is Battleborn? I don't want to see that Randy Pitchford tweet. Like, what really is Battleborn?
I don't think Randy Pitchford even knows what Battleborn is, dude. That game, Overwatch. I haven't played Overwatch, but from everything I've heard, Overwatch is great and Battleborn is garbage. And I think Battleborn is going to bomb harder than anything you've ever fucking seen. I do not have high hopes for Battleborn at all. I mean, what is it? Is it an arena shooter? Like, is that? I still don't really know what the fuck it is.
Nobody knows that.
Battleborn is a first-person shooter with multiplayer online battle arena elements, in which players engage in combat through first-person perspective. Unlike other first-person shooters, the question
it's a first-person shooter.
I thought it was a third-person shooter.
They say it's first-person and it's a MOBA. I still don't even know what a MOBA is, so I don't fucking know. This tells me nothing.
So it's kind of like Firewatch. Oh, sorry, Overwatch.
Wait a minute, hold on a second.
Kind of like Firewatch.
Yeah. Firewatch MOBA coming soon.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a Firewatch MOBA? Just 6 people in an arena talking on walkie-talkies, trying to see who's gonna cry first. Like, oh man.
We always have the scoops here. Firewatch MOBA coming soon. Heard it here.
Firewatch. You guys didn't know this.
Somebody get Primo on the hook. We got the sick idea.
From what I've heard from people that are like actually interested in these games, Overwatch is like going to be the better game by far. So I don't know.
It's a fucking Blizzard game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Battleborn.
Yeah,
well,
dude, when does it come out? What's the release date on Battleborn?
I don't even care about the peace part. Like, fuck.
While you're looking that up, there's some breaking Rocket League news that.
Oh my god!
Shit. Let's hear it.
If you look at my screen right now, I think you can see
actually,
the new image that they posted.
That's actually
the
really
tweet that
cool.
they just sent out is March Madness is just around the corner. Great time to tease the mode we're working on next.
That's fucking amazing.
Rocket League
That's
hoops.
fucking outstanding.
That is geniuses.
If you're listening on the audio podcast, the image I'm showing right now is of like a raised goal that looks like a basketball hoop, and there's like a cone around it that leads up to the hoop, and basically you have to hit a vertical off the backboard or an aerial off the backboard to score the ball. So that looks like a really, really interesting game mode that I want to play right now, actually.
It won't be as good as the hockey mode, but I'm sure it'll be alright.
I think it'll be better.
So I gotta tell you, is there a more impressive developer than Psyonix these days? I mean, wow,
Nope.
the level of dedication that they've been given to Rocket League is just fucking stellar. I am so goddamn impressed with these guys, and they're geniuses too. Like, what a genius fucking idea that is. I will. That is something like every time something big for Rocket League comes out like this, I will drop what I'm doing and I will play it. If for no other reason than to just support these guys, because this is what we need. This is the development like this is what we need. What a clever fucking idea. When does it come out? Did they have a date or anything?
No, they're just teasing it right now, but I can't imagine that it would be after March Madness begins, and that's like next weekend, I think.
Yeah, it's gotta be soon.
So probably in a couple weeks, I would hope at least.
Oh, that is so
It took
fucking
about
cool.
a month
I'm a huge.
for the hockey mode to show up whenever they first teased that, so it could be longer. It would
was about
make
to
more
say,
sense to launch that whenever March Madness starts, you know.
I'm actually a huge fucking hockey fan, and I would love to see them do something like Winter Classic themed, or Stanley Cup themed. But I mean, if you think about it, dude, there's so many fucking possibilities with Rocket League. What a cool fucking idea! That's so fucking cool.
Just
Thanks for
like
sharing
the
that, man.
possibilities with Airbud, they're both very, very diverse.
Yeah.
How many Airbud movies were there? Was it just two?
There was Golden Retriever. That's the only one I remember. The second one, I think.
Road to the playoffs. Yeah.
I would love to see a Rocket League. I would love to see a Rocket League DLC based on White Man Can't Jump. What about that, right? Like,
There was an Atari
White Man Can't
Jaguar.
Jump.
White Man Can't Jump.
Or I actually played White Man Can't Jump on Atari Jaguar, and let me tell you. No, I'm not going to tell you. But I either want to see that, or I wouldn't mind seeing like some Shaq Fu shit. Like what about a little Shaq Fu DLC for Rocket League?
Oh, well, there's Shaq Fu 2 is a thing.
I really
Can you
want to play
just
that. By the
be
way.
happy with that?
I guess so. I guess I'll have to be. All right. What else is going on?
Before we
Okay,
move
so
on,
we gotta actually-
Battleborn is 3 May.
It's gonna fucking get killed. Are you kidding me?
3 May.
That's right before Doom and Uncharted 4. Holy shit! Rest in peace, Battleborn.
Well, it's better be before than after.
It actually got delayed. It was supposed to be released
so.
in February.
That would have been a much better time to release that fucking game. A much better time. Okay, PSVR. We get some PSVR news. According to IGN, PSVR is not for use by children under age 12. Who the fuck is putting PSVR on their fucking 5-year-old? But Sony's answer to virtual reality has a slightly lower age limit than its competitors, exactly 1 year lower. The detail comes via the PS4 firmware 3.5 update. It specifies the VR headset is not for use by children under age 12. In comparison, the Oculus Rift and Samsung's Gear VR have suggested requirements of 13 and up. According to Engadget, a website I never read, the reasoning behind the age limit has to do with children going through a critical period in visual development in which virtual reality might interfere with. It's not clear if Sony's health and safety findings back up the added leeway, or if the technology powering PlayStation VR is just slightly less intense. So basically, if I'm reading this right, PSVR turns children into lawnmower man.
Basically.
Am I reading that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds. If that's the case, I'm putting PSVR on my son immediately as soon as it comes out. I want my son to have fucking sweet ass mind powers. And speaking of PSVR, or PSVR, did I say PSVR?
PSVR.
Don't forget PSVR. I'm from Alabama. I apologize
the name
to
of the
from
Vita,
Alabama.
too.
That was a terrible PSVR. There's actually an event coming up. I think in actually just a couple days, right? The PSVR.
The 15th.
Oh, well, somebody said there's 6 Airbud movies.
There's 6 Airbud movies?
six
Bullshit.
Airbud movies.
No fucking way. How many dogs did they go through? They can't be the same dog in all of them.
Very depressing
Hey.
question.
Yeah, that's kind of morbid.
Guys, I just want to give a shout out to our fellow podcaster Doc, who's now joined us in chat. Doc, what's up, buddy? We wish you were here. Another PSVR story, and I can just kind of segueing into this. Succumbing to the pressure from the community comparing the PlayStation VR and Oculus Rift, Sony has revealed that the PSVR will not be the same quality as the Oculus. No fucking shit. This news should come to the delight of Oculus co-founder Palmer Luckey, as seen on Time Magazine, who stated this not too long ago.
I need to read these Airbud titles.
There's 12. There's spin-offs.
Airbud 3 titled World Pup.
Yes.
Airbud 4 titled. Oh, hold on. Airbud 2 was Golden Receiver. Airbud 4 was 7th Inning Fetch.
That's the
And
best.
Airbud 5 was Airbud Spikes Back. And that's the one where he plays volleyball.
I'm sorry, but Airbud 7 Mile Fetch and Airbud Spikes the Back sound like porno titles. I'm sorry, dude. But they
The
do.
7th Inning Fetch. That's the one where he plays baseball.
And
That's
then
it.
after those, there were a couple direct-to-video releases. It's Air Buddies, Snow Buddies, Space Buddies, Santa Buddies, Spooky Buddies, Treasure Buddies.
The search for Santa Claus. These are all real. These are all actual movies.
Dude, I swear. Jesus. I can't get over the 7th Inning Fetch. That sounds like a sex act you talked about in high school. Dude, after prom, I gave that girl a 7th Inning Fetch. Oh my God. What the fuck has happened to this podcast? Okay, can we stop talking about fucking Airbud movies, please? Okay, like I was saying, I don't know what the fuck I was saying now. The PSVR will not
It wasn't important. It wasn't as important as
It wasn't
sexual
as important as
interruption to bring you Airbud.
I'm sorry, I think I
Jeff brought it up. Jeff brought it up.
All right. Anyway, somebody get Jeff a bottle of script. Shut him up. Their headset isn't quite as high as ours. I still think it's a good headset, and the PlayStation 4 is not nearly as powerful as our recommended spec for PC, said Palmer Luckey at the time. The Oculus VR headset being more high-end in comparison to the PSVR shouldn't be surprised, as both products are targeting a different system and market. Yeah, of course. If anybody was expecting PSVR to compete with fucking Oculus Rift, you're an idiot.
Haven't the specs for both these been out like forever? I thought we already knew that the Oculus was higher end. I don't even know why.
But I don't think we have the specs for PSVR, do we?
I think they've been out there for a while, like the type of screen they're using and the refresh rate and the resolution and stuff like that.
Yeah, they've talked about
that's
it.
been out.
They've got an OLED screen, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they're the only ones using OLED. Everybody else is using LCD. I'm not sure, but they talked about how they're the only ones using that kind of the screen.
I am really, really interested to see what price the PSVR comes in, because I want to buy one day one. I've heard nothing but good things about this. And the more I hear about it, the more I think the price is probably going to be somewhere around $299, $399. I don't think you're going to see it higher.
I
Not
think it's gonna be
$299.
400.
What'd you say, Jeff?
400.
I said there's no way it's $299. I don't think it'd be
I'm holding out hope.
$399 and $499. I think there'll be two SKUs. I'll put money on that.
I could see that. You mean like a $499 SKU that's bundled with something, like some software? Or...
I just can't. With the other ones are
There's
$600 and
controllers, the
$800, and it's
camera.
going to be $299. I don't see that. But everyone thought the
So-
Vita was going to be $500, and it came out at $250. So who knows?
Yeah, that's I guess that's a good point. That is a really good point, actually. I don't know. It's going to be it'll be interesting to see what happens with PSVR. And speaking of a game that I think is going to be a PSVR launch title, if you have not seen the special edition retail release for No Man's Sky, I highly recommend you go check it out, because that is some of the most beautiful box art I have ever fucking seen. I was gonna pre-order this digitally, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get the fucking physical release, because damn, this is a good looking title. Or at least the box art is. And yes, I'm admitting that I'm gonna buy a game solely based on its box art. But there's been a lot of consternation about No Man's Sky and what exactly it is, and whether or not that $60 price point is justified. And I think it's interesting to point out that we still don't really know much about No Man's Sky. It's coming out in a few months, because Sean Murray just won't talk about the game, and I don't know if it's because he's concerned about it or because he just wants everybody to find out for themselves. But is anybody here, like, with what we know about No Man's Sky, and now due to the fact that it's a $60 retail release and it's getting a physical copy to day one, is anybody here planning on picking it up?
Yeah,
No,
day
I
one.
don't- I don't know.
Everybody is.
Yeah.
Probably.
But I put 60 hours into Minecraft, so
What did you do? What did you do in those 60 hours, Jeff?
Yeah.
you just explore and shit and fight monsters. I don't know.
Okay. So, well, here's my question, and I throw this out to anybody in chat as well. And this is kind of the topic I wanted us to talk about a little bit tonight before we gave away the division. Is that I've mentioned before that I think it's possible for a game to have too much content, right? And I think The Witcher 3.
Absolutely. Resident Evil 6, the game.
Resident Evil 6 had too much content. Sony, I'm sorry, I think The Witcher 3 has too much content.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't want you to fight me.
I do.
No, it's got a lot of content. I played 150 hours of it, and I'm still not done with everything. There's still so many side quests I haven't done.
That's fucking insane.
That's too much.
That is so, and that's kind of the thing. So our topic tonight, I want to throw this out to the group is you've got The Witcher 3, and people have said that The Witcher 3. Most of us agree that The Witcher 3 has too much content. Now we're talking about a game that literally never fucking end. Like, you will never ever find every planet. There's a quintillion planets. You will never ever actually finish the fucking game. And what I want to know is does that count? I mean, at some point you just say, I've had enough. I'm stopping now, or like is this just too much? Like, is a game that conceivably never ends? Is that a? Do you guys think this is a really,
I think if you
really
go
good
into
idea?
it knowing that it's an infinite experience, then you won't be like disappointed. You know, like you should know going into it what you're kind of going to be getting out of it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna fucking go ahead.
Yeah, I think like people think there's more. I don't think there's that much more than what we've seen to No Man's Sky. Like people seem to think they're hiding a story. I don't think it's exactly what you see is what you're gonna get.
Well, there's like a framework. I wouldn't call it a story, but there's like.
Yeah, I think there's an end game because you're trying to get the center of the universe, right?
I did read in an interview that there is like a goal. You can quote unquote beat the game.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can. So like you can actually like reach the center of the universe, and I guess that.
I think that's reaching the center of the universe was the goal.
I don't think it's got too much content because in Witcher the content is made by someone. Everything is made by people, but here everything is procedurally generated. So I mean, it's not that somebody made all the planets that you have to see. It's like you see some of it, and that's fine.
Yeah, like you don't feel like you're missing out.
Yeah, because it's going to keep on generating new planets based on the algorithm. So it's not like somebody's putting these new planets out there for you to explore.
And he said that because of this algorithm they use, they actually have fucking satellites in game that they use to go out and find new planets and shit. And there are planets that they had no fucking and that just. I can't even fucking comprehend something like that, and you know, so it's the thought of playing a game like that is both like really exciting and really frightening at the same time because you know I can't comprehend something like that and I'm just afraid that I'm going to get overwhelmed, and that's what I want to hear from you guys is do you think that No Man's Sky could just be too overwhelming? Because I was overwhelmed by The Witcher 3.
I don't think so. I think it's like a different kind of thing. It's not like you have a bunch of stuff to get through, like an Ubisoft game.
Well, I mean, we don't even really know that much about the side activities in No Man's Sky. I mean, we know that you explore planets and there's you know you check out flora and fauna and you can name them. But
you scan
other than
and you like complete like a journal, I guess.
Well, but you know what's really cool about No Man's Sky is that I don't know if you guys have seen like some of the gameplay videos, but when you're flying into a planet, like it's all in real time. Like you're flying into the planet. There's no cutscene where it says like the planet and it shows your ship zooming into the planet like in Destiny. You are approaching the planet and you just transition. And according to these guys, like the planets are planet sized. Like there's
on a
it's not like
console.
walking across.
On a like that's
yeah,
very impressive for a console.
I mean, and when they say planet-sized, they're, I'm not talking about like walking across the map in Skyrim. Like they're fucking planet-sized, and there's a quintillion of them, and the game is infinite. It's an infinite fucking game, and as far as I know, it's not drawing on the power of any kind of fucking cloud or anything to power this shit. So, I mean,
computer, yeah, it's algorithms built into the game.
Isn't it supposed to be like an extreme rarity if you see another player?
I'd heard that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that rare because I've seen in trailers where there's other ships flying around.
But there's NPCs.
Those are probably bull shots, though, man.
Well, I mean, they're giving you. I mean, they're giving you the idea that you will be seeing other players in the galaxy.
I really think that's going to happen.
in the interviews, he made it pretty clear that that's very unlikely to happen.
Okay.
Because like the other
So-
ships that you see are AI or something.
Oh, are
that,
they?
like as you're
Well-
driving around, the ones that like come back from behind you and fly in
Yeah.
front of you. Like I think that's like part of your fleet that you build or something to
Okay.
that regard. I don't.
I did also hear that it was, intended to be a kind of a lonely, more solitary experience.
So the thing about
Yeah.
No Man's Sky that I've read is that there you can, and somebody in chat pointed out, it might have been Kat. I didn't see, but yes, you actually can run into other players. That due to the size of the universe, though, that the likelihood of that actually happening is pretty low. Just because you've got a quintillion fucking planets. It's a big universe. There are like trade ships that that can attack you or that you can attack, and they're the one thing I don't know about, and maybe somebody can answer this for me either in chat or here, is are there are there NPCs in the game? Are there cities you can visit? I
Can you make the
outposts
Kessel
or something? What about the Kessel Run?
They've confirmed that there's NPCs, but I don't think they elaborated on it beyond that. So it's probably just like there's space stations where you can go to trade your resources for money and stuff like that. So it's probably just someone running a shop. But I don't think there's going to be like stories or dialogue or quests or anything. I think that's maybe expecting a bit much.
This planet's going to be colonized like with cities and stuff, or are they going to be just unexplored?
I don't think there's any cities, or I'm sure they would have shown them by now. It's just what you see is what you get.
So that to me is troubling, because if the base game is nothing more than exploring planets and naming them and occasionally fighting some space pirates, that doesn't sound like a whole lot of game.
I think it's more like a game that you're meant to play. You can put it down for like 2 or 3 weeks or a month, and then come back to it and just maybe explore for like an afternoon, and just kind of maybe like to relax. It could be a cathartic game, a relaxed, a nice slower paced, relaxing.
It's kind of like Sims, I think. Have any of you played Sims?
The
Yeah.
Sims, all I know about them, I've just never played them.
It's kind of like that. Like there's no real objective. You just keep doing stuff, and then when you get bored of it, you just stop doing it. That's the whole point of this game. That's what it seems like to me. There's just a bunch of random stuff that you do.
Yeah, I just I'm really excited about No Man's Sky, but I'm also really nervous about it.
It's such an ambitious game. There's a lot to be.
Well, and that's that's why I'm nervous about it, because I really want this to be the beginning of something huge. I would love to see an idea like this expounded upon, because the idea of an infinite universe in a game, like you said, Brandon, especially on a console, is just fucking mind blowing. I still can't wrap my head around how that actually is going to work. And so, can you imagine that same kind of principle applied to, I don't know, like a Skyrim style game? If you had a planet-sized fucking world to explore,
it would just be like those Fallout 4 Radiant quests.
Yeah.
Just be an entire game of
no.
Fallout Radiant quests.
True story. My friend didn't know about those, and he just kept doing them over and over. He thought he was advancing.
Yeah, I kept doing those for like a whole day, and then I realized they were just repeating quests.
So, Alcoholocaust, our beloved chat mod, makes a good point. He says this could flop like a motherfucker, and I think that possibility is definitely there.
How high is the budget?
And
That's a
Sony's
good
coming
question.
out, too.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
a
15
really good
people.
question.
I don't.
Other
think
than
it's-
marketing costs, I don't know.
Yeah, Hello Games is really small, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people in that team. So yeah, who knows? It's coming out in June, right? So there's not a whole lot of big releases around it except for May. But that's No Man's Sky is separated from Doom and Uncharted 4 by over a month, I believe.
And it's in such a separate genre, like it doesn't really.
Yeah.
Compete. It doesn't compete with the standard AAA.
I think
So-
No Man's Sky. Go ahead.
Yeah, is Sony funding this game, or is this all just Hello Games?
I think it's Hello Games.
I think it's all Hello Games. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think they're helping them with some resources and maybe QA and then helping them market it and stuff, but I don't think they're actually funding the game.
I mean, if it's just Hello Games, then that's pretty impressive. Like for that kind of, it's a eight-man studio, right? Just
Yeah.
8 people. I think
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
pretty fucking impressive.
How long has this game been in development? It's been
It
a
was
while, right?
announced at the
It was
VGAs in
announced like in 2013 December.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's probably been in development for about 3.5 years.
Which, considering the scope of the game, is really fucking. That's even more impressive.
Yeah, it's announced in 2013.
But you know, like a lot of people hated on No Man's Sky because of its price. You know, we all know now that it's a fully priced game. To be honest with you, given the scope of the game, like I don't see how anybody was expecting anything different.
Not even that, it's just the way they talk about it at their press conferences. Like there was no doubt it was going to be a full price to me.
They've always,
Yeah.
Someone's always put it like front and center as like one of their big scheduled releases, as any other game, as if it was a God of War or something.
Yeah, well, and you know, like I really want to clarify, like I don't think this is going to be like I don't think this is going to sell millions by millions by millions of copies.
No, not a chance.
I don't think it has to.
It doesn't have to.
It could end up being the next Minecraft.
It could.
It could.
Huh.
It could. I fully
It has the
expect that.
potential.
I fully expect that you will see this on Xbox One as well. I do not think it's going to remain a PS4 exclusive. I don't.
It doesn't have the same social aspect that Minecraft does. I think though that really keeps Minecraft infinitely relevant. Because
That's a really good point.
You get that community aspect because people are watching YouTube. I mean, like Minecraft is by far the most watched gaming content on YouTube. People just like to watch just that community aspect of it.
Which I don't fucking understand because Minecraft bores the shit out of me.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
I don't
tried
see
to
that
do
with
it,
No Man's Sky.
Couldn't.
I've never
I
even
really-
played Minecraft.
I played it for like half an hour and I was done. I was
I
like,
played it for half an hour.
The
was
sales
like, yeah,
numbers are
good.
such that you're reluctant to say that any game's going to be like it. I don't know what the formula is, but that game just keeps selling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
no.
a beautiful phenomenon.
And you know what? You know, people have asked, "Oh, where's Minecraft 2?" And I'm like, "Why? Well, they don't need
There's
Minecraft
no
2."
such
I mean,
thing.
there's
No such. That's
They're,
like
they're just improving on the base game. Now they're bringing it to HoloLens and new platforms.
so there's before we give away the division, there's one more story, and I almost forgotten about it. But this involves Portal, and I thought this was really interesting. So Valve, a little while ago, Valve and HTC, and this had totally slipped under the radar for me. So if anybody else had already seen this, I apologize. But so Valve and HTC put out a trailer for some VR games in January ahead of the 2016 Consumer Electronics Show. And the story here, it says HTC has announced Vive Pre, Vive, whatever, the second generation developer kit for its virtual reality head-mounted display.
We're gonna go through this every week, aren't we?
Yes, we are. You know what? So shut the fuck up and deal with it. To celebrate the reveal, the company has compiled a brand new trailer for the kit ahead of 2016 CES, getting underway tomorrow. That trailer, and of course CES has already happened. The story's in the past, but it flew under our radar. That trailer can be seen below, and it may possibly hint at Portal 3. So I had never actually seen the trailer, so I went back and watched it. And it says the trailer, which lasts a minute and a half, features live-action scenes in which people immerse themselves in new roles such as an astronaut, or as I like to think, maybe like Palmer Luckey floating around on the Time magazine cover. It says this is an attempt to convey that putting it on the pre can feel like allowing users to feel as if they've stepped into the shoes of other people, which I thought was the whole fucking point of VR to begin with. But at the end of the trailer, there is a woman floating in midair, and she raises her arms, and she blasts a hole in the wall in front of her through telekinesis. And she's wearing an orange jumpsuit, which is folded around her waist with a white vest on top. And she looks exactly like Chell.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to figure out how to share the screen here, just in case anybody can see it. I don't know how to do it because I'm not very smart on this stuff. But there is a brand or JT. How do you share the screen? How do you do that?
You go up to the top left. It's the green icon, screen share.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. All right. So here it is right here. And as you guys can see, that is the image from the trailer that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You guys can see it right there. That is very obviously Chell, and that is very obviously a testing chamber on either side. So does this mean that we're going to see something VR related with Portal this year? I don't know. I like to think so, just because I think that would be
Portal 3 is too much of a jump, but
Portal 2.5 or Portal 3 Prologue. Like a demo?
Yeah, maybe. Portal has
It's
always been like
episodic.
a experimental franchise. Like first game was also kind of an experimental project. So I think they're gonna do something with VR for Portal.
I do want to point out in chat, just real quick, that Wiz Island said that we need a Minecraft SDGC server. I agree. That would be the only thing that could get me to play Minecraft, is if there was actually DLC themed up around this wonderful podcast. It would probably have to be set in Canada, though. So if nobody else has anything to add, I think it's probably time to give away the Division.
Let's
PS4.
do it. I'm ready.
So, hopefully this individual who wins is in chat, because it's always so much more fun when somebody's in chat. So here we go. Who's going to win? Who's it going to be? Okay, we have a winner. And it is still loading.
Can we get a drum roll?
It's still loading.
Yeah, but when Gabe did the drum roll last time, no one knew what was
Still
happening.
loading.
Is that what
Hold on. I'm going to reload.
I'm sure there's a sound. Oh, here we go.
Good Kush. We got it. It's Good Kush.
Oh, nice. I know him.
Good Kush has won our copy of The Division on PS4. And so what I will do, are you in chat, buddy? Are you in chat? I know who he is on Twitter.
Is that
I know him on
RK?
Twitter. Yeah, that guy.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Cat knows who he is. Let him know that he won. I'll tweet out that he won. But I will get him the code. I don't know. Is he in chat? I guess not. So anyway, I will get him that code as soon as we get offline. And congratulations, if you are in chat. You haven't acknowledged that you are, but if you are in chat, congratulations on winning the Division. And hey, at least it's not Street Fighter V. That we gave away a few weeks ago. And Kat says no, he's not in chat. So yeah, this has been a good episode. And Sonny, I want to thank you for joining us, man. Like we really appreciate you kind of coming and hanging out with us. I know we're a bunch of fucking idiots. We're a bunch of yokels. But it's always a pleasure to have new faces on the show.
Did you just put a fucking beard on?
What's that?
No.
What the fuck is that?
It's the fucking Burger King, man.
I'm gonna go pop in Sneak King to my Xbox 360.
I actually fucking played Sneak King. That game was dude, that was.
Yeah, I did too. That was the creepiest game ever. Dude's grin on his face, just sneaking around. That's like nightmare.
It was exactly what that advertising campaign deserved.
All right.
Hold on. Sneak King. Wait a minute. Hold on. I want to pull this shit up real quick. If anybody in chat has never actually seen Sneak King,
Oh man, that shit looked bad for a PS2 game.
we're gonna rectify that right now with a little Sneak King. Here we go. Are you ready for this? Sneak King like a mother.
It's like that one commercial where the lady wakes up and the king is sitting there next to her in bed and he's got like the breakfast sandwiches. He's just there. He's just
Look
there
at that shit.
in her
Look at
bedroom
this shit.
when she wakes up.
All right, here
We
we go.
can't
This is
see.
the
We
best.
can't see it.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
Can you guys see it?
No.
Oh.
Can't
Fuck
see
it.
it.
Who cares? It's fine. Why can't you see it? Oh, this is wonderful. I can't.
He just muted himself. This is what happens when you try new things.
Fuck it. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. We're trying. Look at
Monster
fucking
wearing
Pirate
a pirate
Hat.
with a beard.
What the fuck is that sound in the
Dude,
background?
what is happening?
I don't know what the fuck is happening anymore.
It's time to pull the plug on this.
Yeah.
Snake King remastered. The time is nigh.
I have no fucking idea what's happening in the background right now. What is that goddamn noise?
Dude, why is that?
Brandon, dig us out.
It is literally nothing that I am doing. That's fucking hilarious. All right, and on that note, all right, it's gone now. But on that note, we're gonna end the fucking podcast because I don't know what's happening with the volume anymore. So as always, this has been episode 26 of the Super Deformed Gamescast, where we don't always agree and it's not always bullshit, but we always keep it real. If you are listening to us right now, I'm trying to talk over whoever the fuck is talking in the background right now.
They're talking about food, man.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening right now. This is amazing. But if you are listening to our shitty-ass podcast and you have not subscribed, please click the subscribe button. It helps us out, and we really love you guys coming and checking us out. We love subscribers, so please do that. Comment, rate, subscribe, all that good shit. And thanks again for everybody who joined us. Thanks again for Alcoholicost for moderating. One of these days he's going to have to ban somebody. He's aching for it.
Flex
And
the hammer.
yeah. And until next week, we will see you guys later.